Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nuke coming at you on a Tuesday night. Um, just want to have a reaction. Apparently, I caused a little bit of havoc on Twitter in the past 2 days. So we're going to talk about that. You guys know where to find me besides here. Twitter.com, Galileo Nuclear. Same thing with YouTube, obviously. Like and subscribe. You guys are here. I'll put my link tree in the chat right now. And then you guys can follow me on all my links. I'm on Twitch, I'm on Instagram, I'm on all that, guys. So go ahead and follow me there, too, guys. Um, it's been a couple days since I streamed, but here we are, and we got a lot of talk. Well, I try to not make the show too long, but we got a little bit to talk about today. And I just want to say I just hit 600 subscribers, guys. So thank you so much. And I appreciate it. Road to 1,000, right? I'll be at 1,000 in no time. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy couple weeks for me for the next couple weeks, but I'll try to squeeze in some streaming and some shows. I still have lots to talk about, a lot of things to get into. But anyway, guys, let's get right into it. Forgot to set this up, but I'm going to go straight to this thread and I'm going to present to you what today's topic is, right? And I want you guys today to, and I know this is a very emotional topic today because this really cuts to the heart of what's wrong with both sexes and in the dating market and just love and relationships in general. So today we're gonna have more of a very nuanced kind of a, we're gonna try to inject emotion as little as we can into this, guys, because that's the point. This is an emotional topic, but you won't get anywhere being emotional about stuff that really is out of your control, right? So let me set this up. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me pull it up. Let's see if it's having a little bit of issues. StreamYard's been kind of weird. Okay, follow me on Twitter. You definitely saw my quote tweet on it. Kind of took off close to 500. Likes, 70 retweets, and 40 comments, 54,000 impressions. So it did a little bit of numbers. So all right, I'm gonna play it from the beginning, and let me know if you guys hear it.
How long have you been together?
4.5 years.
No, 5 now.
Well, yeah, I guess 5 now.
5 years.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on her wedding ring?
I mean, show it. I mean, go ahead. It's a decent amount. So if you look up like a 3-carat diamond, it's a decent amount I spent on her. But she deserves even more.
Numbers wise, what we talking?
I mean, how much was it? 35K? 35K, yeah.
35,000 bucks.
Yeah.
So he spent that much on a wedding ring for you as a gesture. What does he get in return?
I think I should answer that. So I get a partner that's loyal. I get the mother of my children. I get the most beautiful woman that I've ever, been around. And the most important thing is how she treats me and how she treats my family and how she treats her family. So for me, I have a partner for life, and it's worth every investment there is.
Okay. But a lot of people would say you could have the same thing without dropping 35K on a ring.
You could. And money's not an issue. Like, if you can get a cheap ring and it's the person that's for you, whatever. But it also depends on how much you make. So.
All right, guys, that's the video that apparently everyone is very divided on. So let me go back to. Okay, so Okay, guys. So yeah, this is causing a lot an emotional response in a lot of people, and the women and men, um, because in terms of where the sexes are right now, like I'm gonna tie this into dating at the end. I always want to leave with some practical information, at least some kind of like mindset or mental model, so we can just move forward from this, right? But I'll tell you why both sexes are super emotional about this kind of stuff, right? You have the women, right? Women are automatically designed to extract resources from men, right? And they tend to um, encourage men to give them resources, right? So when women see this, they try to make this a hey, this, this man's noble, this man's a real man because he's just so freely giving resources, right? On the other hand, you have like you know, yeah, man, we get emotional and like kind of upset about this because despite everything we do for women, directly and indirectly, women still come online and say these things like, why is this bad, right? Why is it giving basically almost a teacher's salary um on a piece of a rock that's a nerd that doesn't really that is not worth anything functionally, right? Why are women encouraging men or saying that this is the mark of a man when it's not the sacrifices I make as a man, it's not me deciding to dedicate the rest of my life to you and our children. It's not, like it's not my commitment, right? um so there's a lot to unpack here. There's really a lot to unpack for the both sides of this. Um, so let's. So like I said in my tweet, masculinity is only celebrated when it's in the service of a woman, right? Whenever you have anything that men do that benefits women directly, um, they're going to clap and they're going to be like, "Wow, this is the mark of a real man," right? Because they know female manipulation. They know that what gets us kind of like at least we how to get to us, and a lot of time is guilt, and a lot of time is you know sex, affection. They understand. They understand that at the end of the day, if they can guilt and shame and encourage these behaviors in men and try to get them on the path to like giving them resources for women doing seemingly nothing in return, then you know um they're going to do it. It's built within them, right? And the thing is, a lot of guys see this, and you have the divide. You have the white knights, the guys that try to defend this stuff and saying, "Oh, it's fine. What a real man because he defended her." And then on the other hand, you have the other guys, kind of more black pilled guys that are like, "Wow, look at the way she was standing. Look at the way she looked at him. She's a, she's a, she's not worth 35K." And I'm here to tell you guys that you guys are they're both wrong, right? In terms of men, listen, man. Um, there have been two women I've dated who have given me who have told me, "Hey, if we ever get married, I don't need the wedding. I don't need, I'm just happy being with you," right? Will most men never experience that? Yes, most men will never experience genuine burning desire, right? And um, most women can't describe genuine burning desire. It's only something they feel, right? They cannot describe it for the life of them. So when you see something like this, understand that there is no way to tell if there's genuine burning desire there or not. It all depends on what's behind the closed doors. Will we ever know what's behind closed doors behind that couple? No. So we cannot determine whether she's really that into him or she's not. We cannot determine. However, we can determine how much money you make as a person on a wedding ring, right? That is a lot of money and lots of money. but also they don't look old. They look like a pretty young couple. I would say the oldest I'd give them is like early 30s, right? Um, so it's definitely, unless he's an anomaly. Um, People that are rich, they live different rules and different um kind of like, it's almost a different world, right? People that are rich pay money to stay away from us, to live a different separate life. They do crazy things that the entertainment that they do is different from us, and you got to realize too, guys, that this is not real life, right? Let the women think that this is not real life. You never have to spend that much money on any ring or anything for a woman in a lump sum, right? Maybe for an operation that'll save her life or something like that. You have to spend that much money to secure the commitment of a woman, right? And as a matter of fact, it will never. Um, if you have to lead with that, that's even worse, right? Um, is it a cope? It's a cope for everyone that's commenting a lot of the times, right? Because for the women saying, "Oh, this is what a real man is." Realize that, like a lot of my followers intelligently said in my thread, a real man isn't defined by a woman, whether they want to, but the only women can only define men um, by saying, "Hey, whatever a man does that benefits me, that's a real man." And that's not because they believe it, it's because it's a form of manipulation. They're trying to get you to get back in their frame. They're trying to say, you're qualifying to us. You're not, you exist because of us, for us, you know, and that's just no way to live as a man. You'll be miserable. That's how most men live. And look what's going on. Like, and now it's little by little, dating is becoming more for elites. For elite men, not even elite financially, just elite in terms of mindset, in terms of putting the work in and all that stuff, right? So, um, in essence, um, you don't want to look at that as like some kind of like example of something that is common. It's very rare for any man to drop that much unless they're, very wealthy. That middle class man will not be dropping that much. A middle class man will not be dropping that much ever. So it does not apply to you, right? Someone that's very wealthy would. Um, and you may say, well, know, he can use that money for something else. Like I said, we don't know the backstory of that, so we can't make any assumptions. Um, on the female side, like I was explaining before, or they're going to applaud anything that benefits benefits them, and they're going to kind of shut down anything that doesn't directly benefit. Now, we here in the red pill say, hey, people that the red pill indirectly benefits women or ultimately benefits women at the end of that, because once men make themselves their own point of origin and they understand women, whether it be their estrous cycles, when to tone down the alpha, how to treat them, what they really want versus what they say they want, all that stuff that kind of helps you navigate relationships, interstitial dynamics, all that, the woman stays in a relationship longer, and you're able to navigate women in a more smooth, easy way, and it's a win-win for everyone because everyone is on board. Every most of your I'm going to say partner, but most of your girlfriend or your wife or your plates, attitudes, actions, and all that's already accounted for and explained. So you don't need to get up, all angry all the time, right? I realized too, guys, that this stuff, these street interviews, that's a lot of what they say there isn't. There's a camera, right? And there's there's reputation. Who knows? This may have been scripted. You don't know because that guy is on the same street every day, and he just pulls the mic out and then he asks people questions, right? And hell, I'd be scared if I was with one of my plates, I'd be scared, because he's asking questions that I don't want to know the answer to, right? I'm, when I see a girl casually and I'm walking down the street, I'm holding her hand, and a guy with the microphone comes up and says, "So what does he bring to the table?" Like, what the hell are you supposed to answer, right? Let's cut them both a little bit of slack. Let's assuming that the guy said, "Hey, can I interview you? Is it fine?" And when you hold a mic up to a person and you speak into the mic, that is considered consent legally, right? So they consented to that interview. They weren't, they weren't cornered or anything, and all that. But understand that this gender war is mostly online. It's a lot of women trying to change reality, and they're just trying to shame us from their little computers and all that stuff. But realize that biology doesn't change. Um, what you're seeing now is the dynamic between um, men and women trying to figure out what to do with all this technology that's been giving to us, and realize that it's really affecting our ability to bond with each other. It's really affecting our motivation to bond with each other. And ultimately, a lot of people are getting hurt emotionally and sadly even physically. We don't want that to happen. So we can sit here and say men this, men suck. Like, I had a person in my just constantly arguing about the realities, and it's always like the wrong other way around. um and we can go through it now. Hold on. Let's go through it now. Okay. um go through everything. We have Archwinger. Shout out to Archwinger. He says the guy in the video is way too young to have wife goggles that thick. A 3-carat diamond while gushing about a great partner, mother of children, most beautiful ever, etc. Question mark. Being a loyal partner and a good mother is baseline for a wife. Yeah. So let's talk about like Archwinger. Obviously, married red pill. He's very important, or was very important in this. In the married red pill Reddit, which guys, I really recommend that if you're in a relationship or married, you really need to go there and check it out. There's a lot of good posts there. Even if you're not, if you're preparing to, right? He makes a good point. The point is that there's a youth age where we're young people. We tend to romanticize love more as, because of our inexperience, and we kind of like hold on to the romantic idea of love, right? So when a guy sees all that and he, you know, understand that some men feel really good about throwing a lot of money at women, right? And as as much as I want to say, hey, it's not a big deal, this it's okay to do that. Like a lot of women I date have a guy like this that gives them a lot of money, you know. Um, and I'm not gonna say a lot, but like every woman seems to have some kind of orbiter, some kind of sugar daddy, some kind of like coworker, something that's willing to give them money in order for affection and attention. Right? It's pretty pathetic, but I try not to be too mean online, and I come off as mean because I say the truth, but ultimately. A lot of women have a guy that is willing and ready, and you could think technology, you could think OnlyFans, you could think whatever the culture. Um, to give them lots of money in return for like a crumb of their attention, a crumb of pussy, a crumb of whatever they have to offer, right? Or they're willing to give. And this spans across all types of women, all races, everything. Women are being money is being thrown at women all the time, right? So guys, when you guys see a guy that's throwing a lot of money out and you get emotional, you get mad at that stuff, like realize like do you want to be that guy, right? Do you want to be a guy that feels like $35,000 is appropriate? Like you have to be very, very rich. You have to be very like, you have to have that guy has to have a Lamborghini or something, or his father has a Fortune 500 company or something, like something's got to give, and where either that or that guy is mentally ill. So I'm going to assume, and that guy looks very like, very switched on kind of dude. So I'm going to assume that if he's a simp, or if he's the type of guy that gives he tries to win women's hearts with money, um, then that he's doing very well because of some kind of, he doesn't look old enough to have started a company that where he can just cut a $35,000 check for a woman for a woman's engagement ring, right? So but I don't care, right? The thing is, um the concept is that I understand that maybe maybe the interview was on the spot, or maybe that uh I understand the interview was on the it could have been on the spot, or maybe he's just doing like a gentleman game where he's just trying to protect the night, because maybe he's like, maybe he had an argument with this girl, and this here comes this weird guy with a microphone to instigate another argument. I just want to go home. I've been arguing with my girl all day, so he just steps in, does that, and maybe he got good makeup sex that night, and the argument was over because she got that little emotional high that she needed, right? Who knows? Just conjecture. It's fun to think about, I guess. Um, but guys, the ultimate thing is that men really, you're never going to defeat what is called the simp, right? These men are everywhere. They're in every single girl's DMs. That's margin like 6 and above. These men are ready to give money in order to get some kind of validation from women. It's so pathetic. They're everywhere, and it, in different forms, in terms of subscriptions, in terms of gifts, in terms of anything. And now the name of the game, the most important thing you must understand, or one of the most important things you must understand when you're dating, when you're getting into a relationship, is that your dignity as a man is constantly being tested. Sometimes you don't even know it, right? And that is why more than ever, you have to make yourself your point of origin, and you have to have strong boundaries. You have to understand what you're against in terms of like a relationship or dating and all that stuff, right? They're trying to funnel you. And when I say they, I mean, you know, um, the collective, what was the word for it? The collective conscience of that men belong in a longhouse and men's resources should be transferred to women, right? This could be your father who says, hey, you need to settle down and work hard and buy a house for your woman. And it could be your coworkers, it could be a show on TV, it could be a podcast, so many collective conscience that all together connect to pressure you into giving resources, time to women that don't really deserve it, right? And this is an example of that. And that this video, it's not about the guy and the girl, because they could be a happy couple, they could be killing it, they could be that could be the next Alex Hormozy and whatever his wife is, right? But at the end of the day, what this video does and why they're using it and why it's causing a lot of like churn on Twitter is because it validates a lot of people's preconceptions on both sides, right? So you have the women that are like, wow, look at this well-dressed, tall, handsome guy, which I'm gonna say he's handsome. I didn't really catch his face too much, but handsome guy defending the girl, and they're just having fun, and he just dropped the 3 carat ring, and they're about to get married. That's the fantasy. They're playing into the women's fantasy, right? What are they doing right now? Is she at home cleaning and cooking? Nope. Is she carrying 2 babies and looks stressed? Nope. What is being displayed here? She's in a very nice. She looks great. She's very well dolled up. She's with a guy that's taller, very handsome, and very rich. And she is being on camera, being told how great she is. Right? That is the female fantasy right there. That is why they're all rallying behind this. Not because it makes sense, but because this is like pornography to them. This is like Christian Grey. This is 50 Shades of Grey to them, right? A lot of women that are starved of love or affection or, relationships, most of the time it's a skill issue because women usually don't leave the relationship. They suck. They can't deal with it, or they just have um, too much distractions, or simply they don't want to be in a relationship. This here speaks to that fantasy, right? So you got to understand the female psychology behind why this is so, this is basically a Disney movie in 10 seconds, right? And that's why this video is so important to them. For us, this is a nightmare, right? They're looking at it like from Jenny Gump. We're looking at it from Forrest Gump's angle, right? And we see that, hey, now we're being what I call Steve Harvey, right? Remember when Steve Harvey went on the show and he says like, yeah, she is the table, blah blah, and now he's told he made us all look, not that I care, but he made us all look like we weren't good enough for for women. Like he kept saying that, right? And then he gets divorced and gets cheated on twice by two. His wife cheated on him with two different men, right? And ultimately, this is like a horror story for us in a way because you know you're spending that much money for a baseline woman, like Archwinger says, right? And a lot of men aren't getting the baseline, right? They're not getting barely anything. One of the reasons I don't get into relationships is because I need the baseline, right? I need um I need at least the baseline, right? So a baseline for a woman is physically attractive, right? She doesn't have to be a model. She doesn't have to be rail thin. She doesn't have the biggest boobs or biggest butt, right? But she needs to be attractive enough where it's good for me. Um and loyal. Loyal is literally the most baseline of all baselines for a relationship. If a woman's not loyal, then there's no relationship, right? So maybe it was caught him off guard, but like let's be real, guys. Like there's no relationship without a loyal woman. There's no relationship, right? And a good mother, like no one wants to be in a relationship with a bad mother. So none of those things are special, but we see it as a horror story because he's paying 35 grand as a thank you for being absolutely a regular person, what a regular person who wants a healthy relationship should be, right? But hey, whatever. um Now we got Zero Soy saying women can't define a man, they only define what they need from him. Yeah, they can't really define us. We have some girl, maybe that's what masculinity boils down to. And I said, hey, it's not what you reward behind closed doors, right? If women rewarded us for being gentlemen and giving them expensive rings and giving them love and teddy bears and roses, then trust me, that's what the red pill would be about. How to buy what size teddy bear to buy her on Valentine's Day. But it's not. That's not what they reward short term and not even long term sometimes, right? What they reward is dark triad traits. What they reward is game. What they reward is excitement, fun, sometimes aloof. That's what they reward. So be that. Um, we got Echo Chamber. He says that respect this guy. I've got a loyal woman who's the mother of my kids, and I'm rich. Isn't a simp answer. Well, the thing is, for guys like that um, that say, I respect the man. I respect the man that treats his wife like a queen because she is um the mother of my kids and all that stuff. Remember, that is the baseline, guys. That is completely the baseline. You don't need to reward someone. That is like what you need to ask people for more in your life, because if they don't, they're just going to keep taking. You have to ask for something more than the absolute baseline. And another guy says he was leading that convo and leading the wife. That's what I saw there. And I'm like, I hope so. I hope that he's like that all the time. That if he wants to move somewhere, the girl will follow him. If he wants to start a new business, the girl will support him. If he wants to have more kids, the girl will give him more kids, right? How much compliance would you expect for $35,000, right? And also, like I mentioned before, the issue is this, right? As a guy, guys, we get caught up in this romantic because we get applauded for being romantic stuff, maybe by her friends, our mother, their mother. So that guy's probably riding a big high because everyone's applauding him, right? But understand too that um, if you're going to do extreme tokens of gestures of affection or love like that, understand that in today's market, that she may have had that same burning desire for you. If she has it, and hopefully she does, I hope she does, dude. She may have had it for a guy who was poor, broke, uglier, shorter, you know. And if you're okay with that as a man, then go ahead. But if you're not okay with that, it's going to fester and eat at you for years. Right? Any girl I've ever got in a relationship, I've never thought, oh, what would her past men do? How would they treat her? All that. I always just look to the future and watch their actions and go from there. Right? And I hopefully he thinks the same as me. Let's see. Let me just like it. Mm. RPM paid a decent money for a ring that almost sees an undeserving woman. We don't know if she's undeserving, guys. We do know that if she's American, most likely she's probably not the most traditional, just because of balance of probabilities, right? But we don't know any of that, guys. So let's not assume. Makes us look kind of like bitter. Right out said she's was most attractive one he's been with. It was the only we could together, but she doesn't. Honestly, guys, I wouldn't go as far as like that. But if I got stopped by some weirdo with a microphone on the street, I would probably, and with my girlfriend that I love, I would probably defend her a little bit, right? However, I'm a very charming guy sometimes, so I'd probably tease her a little bit. Um, but yeah, the rich don't play by the same rules, guys. So I really, really not much here to criticize. We're criticizing more the reaction to it, right? Well, let me see if there's anything worthy of note. Yeah, just more like weird replies. And a lot of guys, like what does she do to earn 35,000, dude? No woman, no, like my thing is when you've had a woman, um, when you've had a woman that tell you, "Hey, I don't care about a wedding, or I don't need a whole, maybe in a casual conversation or something." She tells you, "Hey, I really don't care about a wedding. As long as I can have you, that's enough." That's general burning desire, right? So understand that maybe there's a lot of old order thinking involved in this, but for us normal people with normal jobs and all that, if you decide to give something to a woman, make sure it's from your heart. Make sure it's from, not because you feel like you're pressured, not because you'll get some kind of validation from it. That is the worst reason to give someone a gift. So you can get outside validation, or you can feel more manly or anything like that. You do it just the same way you give it to a family member, a friend. You give it to your girlfriend, the same thing, because you want to. It makes you feel good, right? Never feel like you're pressured to give. And I never understood how certain parts of relationships and marriage remain traditional and some don't. For example, the untraditional side of marriages and stuff is like women aren't even taking the husband's last name now, and that's seen as normal. Okay, but I still have to buy you a ring. I still have to buy you an expensive ring. How does that work? So they're picking and choosing the parts of traditional masculinity that benefit them, but kind of leave out the ones that don't, right? And who says that women changing her last name to her husband's isn't doesn't benefit them either, right? Just a thought, just a thought. But yeah, let's move on. Uh, let's see. Then some other chick. So damn true. And femininity is discouraged when in service of a man. Yeah, by other women who are single. Yeah, that's true. I don't know why she's agreeing with me. Is this like a thought that wants attention, or what? Yeah, the phrase "be a man" is code for be a useful idiot for the benefit of women. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Uh, I don't think he's buying loyalty, guys. I think, um, who the heck is this? Small ass account with 0 followers. I'm not even following me. Okay. Um, I know a lot of there's a lot of revenge fantasies like, oh, I hope she leaves him, blah blah blah. That guys, just you gotta let it go. You don't know what they have. I'm just saying what we're here to criticize is the reactions, why everyone's reacting like this. And he's not buying loyalty, guys. It's a flex. It's an ego thing, right? Um, it's not pragmatic. It's an ego thing. He's just trying to flex. Like, look how rich I am. I got a bad girl because I'm rich and all that stuff. Money's not an issue. She's a good mother, good wife, whatever, blah blah. Right? He's just trying to justify the ego investment he did in buying something expensive, right? And we're placating and we're kind of framing this in because we don't really know the situation, right? So let's relax. We don't know the situation. We do know how women are reacting. That is where the lesson lies, right? Now, do I let's see. Do I have a couple reposts on this? How do I get to my quote tweets? Let me go back. Wait, how do I get to my quote tweets? Anyway, let me get to my profile. All right. Yep, got the famous quote. Ah. Oh, then this chick, your typical, you know what? Yeah, there's something else I want to inject the chart. Actually, there's really nothing to talk about here. We know it's the same shit, guys. It's the same refutations. Um, Women will never kind of they always use their anecdotes as like you know, as the end all be all to their reality because it's you have to understand the wall isn't the first of all the wall doesn't it starts not sometimes doesn't even start physically. It starts in their mind. First off, it always starts in their mind, and number two, what takes some besides their looks, what takes the biggest hit first and fastest is their personality, right? It's easy to tell the personality of a woman who hit the wall and or is hitting the wall or is 30 or whatever versus a girl that's younger. It's very easy. If you've dated both age ranges and you understand how it goes for both, you'll realize that it's a big difference in terms of attitude, in terms of like how they talk to you and treat you and all that stuff, right? Obviously, is there overlap? Of course, right? Damn, I'm still getting notifications for this. Yeah, that's 452, 34 bookmarks, man. People are saying it. And it's not, it's physical. It's even hard to tell physically. I mean, there are ways you could tell physically, but you find out that the wall initially is more about personality, how their personality changes, and how it doesn't, or and how women's personality at 22 is different from when it's 32. Right? They're not the same person, and they're going to treat you differently, and a relationship with them is going to be different. Right? Um, Let me see. Okay, nothing crazy. Yeah, not much to add here. Just arguments with women, giving me lots and lots of engagement. So I appreciate you ladies for arguing with me on Twitter, I am getting lots of engagement, and that's the important thing. But yeah, let's see. I forgot to engage the chat here. Guillermo Cáceres, how you doing? We got Daniel Bell in the chat. We got Kyle. How you doing, Kyle? We got Jose. How you doing? That's about it. All right. So yeah, in conclude, like I'm not. Well, how much time do I have? I just want to say, guys, that what you these videos don't really tell you much, right? There's not enough backstory. They could be fake. It could be scripted. It could be that the person was caught off guard. It could be whatever, right? So don't use these videos. Don't use podcasts. All these to kind of derive reality, right? Because reality can be manufactured on a screen. However, everyone's reaction is where you want to learn a lesson here. The lesson is basically what I posted is like, hey, masculinity is only celebrated when it's in the service of a woman. So you have all these women write paragraphs in response to, you know, I bet you a lot of men will be insecure, blah, blah, this, but I don't see anything wrong with him wanting to if he has the money, blah, 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 you know, like the same BS. All of them are writing the same and then attacking us men for some reason. Sure, whatever, great. But realize that that's just part of their programming. It's who they are. There's no reason to get mad at them. You know, they're designed to like extract resources from men and encourage men to give them free stuff. And it has nothing to do with attraction. And that's the part that we have to understand. That just because a woman's asking for stuff, just because a woman accepts, whether it be um, a bag of candy or a $35,000 engagement ring, none of that has anything to do with genuine burning desire. Matter of fact, I've gotten more gifts from women than the other way around, right? Um, and this is where it become a Skittles man comes into play, right? Do you guys know what the Skittles man is? You have to become a Skittles man, meaning you have to do the absolute bare minimum for women that haven't earned their spot yet. And what does that look like? That's different for every man. For me, the absolute minimum is go out for drinks and sex. You know, that's all. Like I provide you the excitement and my personality and my charm, and you give me sex, and you also give me some of your, because I don't hang out with women that are headaches. You know, I like pleasant people, just like everyone else does. So I don't want to hang out with people that um that aren't fun to be around, right? So at the end of the day, um, you know, you have to become a Skittles man in terms of like game and understanding. When women earn the right, or when women make women earn things, right? They will thank you in the long run. When you make a woman earn things, that doesn't mean like explicitly. You don't sit down a woman and be like, you need to earn my commitment. No, you don't. That's spurgy, right? Zero game. You quietly and calmly let her know indirectly that if she wants to be with you, these are the requirements. If she asks, then you can say, hey, these are my requirements. If she asks, right? But don't like bust through her door and be like, if you want to be with me, this is what you gotta do, right? Let's be more tactful with this. You know how women are, they run everything through an emotional filter. So you become the Skittles man, meaning you give women the absolute minimum because that's how you filter for what, guys? Genuine burning desire. And I tell you right now, genuine burning desire, most men will never get that, right? It's just most men are workhorses, duty, they are they are bred and made for the service of women, right? And I hopefully that guy is not, because it does not matter the social class when it comes to this, right? As you can see, Steve Harvey was a workhorse and he got screwed over. And I know he's a celebrity, and like I said, rich people's lives are different, but he was sitting on podcasts telling us average lowly men that she is the table and we should, stop asking what women bring to the table, right? She can make another you. You know what he's saying by that, right? It's like she can pull the condom um of your dick, sit on you, and get pregnant. That's what she brings to the table, guys. Because after she's pregnant, she can take the child away from you. She could become a bad mother. She could dump you and be a single mom. There's really no merit to that. So there's no merit in a woman creating another life. It's what she does with that power that matters, right? If she creates another life and realizes, oh crap, I'm done. I need to do so, I need to stop going to the club, and I need to, focus on being a mother, and I need to find a guy or stick with this guy, and hopefully, but it doesn't always pan out like that. Sometimes the guy's a deadbeat, blah blah blah. You guys know how the story goes. We don't need to talk about this right now. But yes, you must become the Skittles man in terms of gift giving. I have a whole video on how to give gifts to women, and I realize that women don't really like gifts, or they don't need them, right? When a woman is generally into you, like this burning desire into you, it will be one of the last things on her mind. Just her being around you, your commitment will be enough for her to be like, you know, um, that's all I need from you. Just being around you, the fact that you picked me out of all the girls that you could get is good enough for me, right? And that you cannot buy that with a $35,000 carat ring or a 3 carat ring. You cannot, and you never will. You cannot buy genuine burning desire. Understand me? Not saying he did, right? But just so you guys know, it's just a very basic game concept, and realize that like there's plenty of men already giving them gifts for free. Stand out. The best way to stand out is just not giving her no free dinners, no gifts on the holiday. The holidays are coming up soon here in a couple months, so no free gift giving unless she is your girlfriend. She has earned that spot. Make her know. Let her know that in order to get a certain lifestyle, or your commitment, that your commitment is worth something, right? Imagine you're trying to get committed to a girl, and you're also on top of that giving her gifts. And what is that? What is the message? Like, oh, I don't have to do anything, this guy, or I just have to either have sex with him or be around him, and I get free stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do, right? That is what you're showing to this girl, right? And you don't want to do that, you know. So yeah, guys, that's all I have. Probably had more to say, but it's getting late and I want to go to bed. So, um, you guys know where to find me. I'll put the link tree in the chat again. If you guys have any more questions or anything like that, let me know. And guys, like, don't get too emotional over this stuff. Let the girls be all emotional and mad. Be the Skittles man. You guys learned your lesson. You guys know what's going on here. Hopefully their marriage works out. I hope it does, because that's a lot of money to be spending on a girl. And realize that you don't need to spend money in order to secure genuine burning desire. You can get that almost for free, right? And don't tell anyone that, because that is one of the hardest things for people to accept. That's why I say, hey, as long as she's gotten genuine burning desire from another guy who probably would never even think of giving her past $100 on anything, then, and as long as that doesn't eat away at you, and then you make her pay later in the relationship and you're mad at her, then yeah, you know. But anyway, guys, that's all I have. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a good night.